Okay, I will show you guys how I draw. Uh, for this example, I will try to make first a body. It's really simple. You make an egg. Okay. If you don't have the hand capacity to make an egg yet or a circle, you can practice more later. But if you can do an egg, you can do the body. What is this? This is the torso, thorax, the person. Then you have an egg. You make a mouth, a circle like this, and then you give it a head. Are you guys able to see it? Head across. Okay. Ponytails. Now a tiara. This part is the collarbone, clavicle. Now I'm making a male here, a male-like figure. Doesn't have to be a male because the shoulders are usually larger for male, but that's not a rule. Then make a circle above the egg, excretion, so give it a cross. Okay, don't forget it. Now you have this center piece here, this where your collarbones connect. This part is really useful because you need anchors. Remember that anchor. Anchors are what you use to put the features and connect things into other things. I had a lot of trouble in the beginning with how you connect the pieces of the body to itself, like how a neck connects to the upper torso. And usually I give this part as an a really good anchor for me to you visualize. From this anchor, we will make a V from the half of each part of the circle. If you imagine him being like a pizza, you know, two slices where you connect the two parts. And then from there, you have the almost half of this depends on person to person, is the base of the chin. You can connect the side of the ball with that, and you have a very good start of a shin. A chin. Okay, now we have what is appears to be a person. What is this V stuff? If you give close attention to your neck, you have a muscle here. You flex it right here. You can feel it. This muscle connects to the base or the upper part of your thorax to the back of your neck, back in the back of your ear. makes a V shape here. It's a good indication of where the character is looking, and it's a good anchor for you to put features around. Like, for example, from the same page, you can put the neck. This changes to character from character, but the baseline character that doesn't have a big neck or a small neck, this is pretty good. Now, you have this muscle here where you massage yourself or other people to uh, alleviate tension, you know. Now, if you take the the outer part of your collarbone and follow it to the end right here, you will find that this muscle connects here to the back of your neck, like so. You can make it concave, or like this. If it's a more muscular character, you can do that. It's good. And this is how you basically draw a neck from the front. What is happening in here in this part? This is where the pecs are. This is your shoulder. These pompons are your shoulder. How do you connect your arm to your shoulder? Um, or your shoulders to the torso. It's really simple. You have to visualize this curvature here. Why? Because you have a muscle right here that connects from here to here. I'll show you. This is generally the shape that he has. It can be bulkier, or it can be smaller to the point of not even being recognizable. It can be hidden from with a layer of fat, or it can be, a woman that has boobs, but they are there. They're good. They are good anchors to make the pool. Now, the insertion again, you can see it's really close to the end of the clavicle. It's good for you to have a feel at yourself, and see where things connect. Now, if you are really petulant about this, you have two types of pectoral muscle. You have the upper pectoral muscle and the underside pectoral muscle. So this difference can be seen more in muscular characters than skinny ones, but it's good to know. This type of configuration that I did here is a bit too wide. This thoracic box is a bit too wide to be a female. Generally, females have smaller rib cages, and that gives them the usual hourglass shape like. Again, nothing of this is a clear rule. You can make your female characters bulkier. There's no problem with that. It's just that it's not usual for most people. Generally, the ribs make this configuration. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Uh, Let me erase these lines just so you can see the grain of the muscle is it's really useful as well. If you imagine this like that, you will remember some images of bodybuilder that you they show this the fibers, the chest. Yeah. Whoa, that's a big image. All right. See that? This what I'm talking about. These fibers are really more uh, evident when you have a lot of muscle and a low body fat. So now, not many people show it, but Marvel superheroes and stuff like that, they exaggerate to give the sense of strength, and there's nothing wrong with that. But this is what you are seeing, you know. Now, this part here, this musculature is the deltoid. Deltoid? That's how you say it in English. I don't know. But this part, it's really important that you have another anchor. First, you have to place where your arms will be with this character. For me, it's just going to be laid down like an anatomical dummy. But to make a realistic pose, you will need to know where your arms are going to be. Don't use a cylinder, balls, and stuff like that to just visualize where they are. So this muscle here, it has a V shape downwards. It goes from the first anchor, the base of the outer base of the collarbone, of the clavicle, to the middle where this big muscle here connects, see, to the back, a little bit on the back. So it's going here and a little bit up again. If the character is a bit bulkier, it can be exaggerated like this. But the insertion of the base of the V shape is in the middle of the arm, or in the middle of the two big muscles. You have two muscles in your arm. This one, that if you place your palm directly under you and put your arms down, is the muscle that will face front. He inserts here and here. This is the biceps. Why biceps? Because he's technically two muscles. And the back of of your arm, this part, is the triceps because, well, he's technically three, where they are encapsulated as one and they move. For this dummy, it doesn't need clear, but you have the dorsal muscle that connects to the upper part of your shoulder. If you could see the back of this dummy, you can see that this part on the back connects like this to the back of it, of your the back of your back. That doesn't sound right. But if you raise your arm up, you can feel this bone protruding out. This is the I don't know the name in English, but this part connects right here. If the person is a bit skinny, it doesn't show, but it's there. It's good. So you have what? If you have a raised arm, for example, for this torso here, arm is raised. How do you connect this mass of muscle that contribute to the movement of the shoulder? Well, first you have to anchor things. Where's the collarbone? Well, the collarbone goes here and here. You can make a straight line, but that's so frame. There's no problem with that. If the arm is raised, then generally most part of the V-shaped muscle, trapezium, I don't know if that's the correct name, it will be mostly hidden, but it can show a bit here, yeah, to indicate a muscle. You have musculature that comes from here in the middle of the ribs that goes right here. You see that the rib cage is here, but the musculature goes around that. If the arms are raised, that musculature gets volume. Now, the pectoral muscles. So you make this generally is the bit up, a bit down. It changes from person to person, but they connect under the trapezium. So this and right here they connect. Remember that they have these fibers that connect from here to here. Oh, here. Okay. Now, what about this part, this mass? I had problems with that for a long time, but it's just because I didn't know where things go, did not go, because you have another muscle that connects the base of the armpit with the arm, and it goes like here. That's why if you raise your arm, you can feel that he's not just a hole as a muscle here, and this part on the front, that's raising your arm, it's where the biceps are. Okay, and the back part is here as well, under this musculature. Okay, now you have a pretty good armpit here. This part is the, I don't know the name of the muscle, but it differentiates the back to the front, like this muscle and the muscle. You know, I I don't know the names. I think this is dorsal, dorsal. I think. Uh, that's how I make an armpit. If you're into that, then you can just save this and use it for later. Screenshot it. I don't know. The other thing that I struggle for a bit was the elbow in this part. Let's make another circle here, and let's bend the arm up like if it was in a winning pose. You know, just a simple thing. You have, sorry, you have your elbow right here. This elbow is part of your bone that is protruding out. But where is that bone? And why is that protruding out? Because you have two bones right here. The upper arm, lower arm. I think it's lower arm. I have two bones here and one bone here. What are those bones? I don't know their name in English, so I'll just go with upper body bone, upper arm bone, and down. You get it. So the base of the arm bone has basically this shape here, and you have a ball right here to make the joint. Now this bone right here that connects to the back downside of your wrist, it goes right here in your elbow. Like if it was like that, then this bone travels way down and it twists. They twist into each other like this. You have these two bones. If you have your hand like this, if you twist your hand like this, it just goes twist together. So that is what is happening. This gives the pointy end of your elbow. Why is that important? It's just so you can see that bone is protruding, and that is important. Bone is the ultimate anchor for muscle. If you know what they are, you can expect it. Now, this muscle, now it's in the wrong shape, because if the arm is just raised like this, with the arm facing forward, this configuration is good, but musculature goes where the bone is. So now this biceps bends upwards, and this tricep connects with the back of your arm to give this a force to open the arm like that. Now you have muscle right here to help with twisting motion. So sometimes you have shooting musculature on the sides, like so. And don't forget the protruding elbow right here. If that is too much, you can pause it, you can visualize it better. Now, for the lower arm, it's a bit difficult to visualize every single muscle because for every movement your hand can do, your fingers can do, you have muscle for that. So there's a lot. So I just generally use a shape like this. It's a pear shape, like if the center part of your arm was it's a bit fat, and the other part is a bit you flat. Not completely flat, but yeah. Then we have the wrist. So the hand is we can talk about the hand later. But now, for now, this is good. Yeah, yeah. This part, the guy connects this one, but it, it seems that it doesn't connect. It doesn't. This part right here, the same. Okay. If you have a belly, you know that is probably big, so you can't see a lot of musculature there, like mine. Uh, but if you don't have a lot of fat, you can see that with clear eyes that you have two separate muscles right here interlocked with each other. I don't know what they really do. I have limited knowledge on that, but they are there. So they connect like the general. How I do abs. Abs, like you see, go down, but how do you know where to put them? Generally, people have three abs right here, but if you're really ripped, you can have a protruding muscle right here between the the abs, the, the square abs, and the pectoral muscle. You can make those parts of the rib cage muscle protrude and give the sensation of one more protruding ab, but is not really usual. Most people just have normal ab. And you have with that with them generally, not in all person, all the people. So you have this muscle right here because you have this. I don't know what that is, and the muscle from the back, protruding forward right here and connecting to the base of the hips right here. Right? And that shows a little bit from the other side as well. How does this part work? You can see how you can see that, yes, but it's not really connected, right? No, what you can do is kind of treat it like uh, fruit pouches, like in tangerines. You know, one kind of connect with the other. Is, you know, kind of connecting. So you can put them right here on the. You have the uh, upper abdominal muscle. And then you have the middle one, and between the middle one and the lower one, you have the belly button. Right? So you can see, even if I sketched that, it didn't go as planned. Because if you have good anchors, things move better. I like to put a little bit of an upper thing right here, and not just connect straight away. I think it gives a good flow. And it's good pecs. Pecs, no, good abs. There it is, good abs. This part is good. This is a rib guy. A little bit on the bigger end, but still good guy. You can see I was just making things up, and the arm just got huge. Now it's more like, how did I know the arm was huge? Because generally this length is the same as this length. If you put your arm together close to your body, generally the your your elbows touch the end of your hip ribs. It's not a rule, but it's really good to anchor your expectations in your anatomy. Like, the arms look unusually long. Why? Well, because your sense of space is telling you that it has freakishly, freakishly, freakishly long arms that should not be in a person, but rather maybe a primate or monkey, and that gives your brain like not that's not good. This person needs help. But that's it. How much time? 1 minute. I think it's good. Good. I think I'll talk about a little bit of long hair. Uh, okay, I'll show you how you draw a head first. I like to draw. Wait, I like to draw a circle first. If the head is tilting like this, I like to put a cross just to give me a sense of where things are. The head is not a perfect circle. It's more like an oval shape to the back. So from the front, it's you can make it a circularly large thing, but generally it's oval. Now from this cross, you can put where the chin is. From the middle of the skull, you can go down and to the front and connect. This is the sorry, this is the jawbone, and then you have the cheekbones, zigum. I don't know, the cheekbones that protrude a little bit. If you would draw a skull, you I think I did the chin a little bit too low here. It comes with time, the sense of proportion. I guarantee you make it a skull here. Let's see the eyes, cheekbone, the cheekbones. If you follow them, they go to the side of the face and connect with the front of where your ears will go. If you put the a line from the upper part of your eyebrow to the back of the skull, the line will go basically to the same height of your ears, like this. No? There you go. Make a C that connects to the base of your mandible, maxillars. Don't be afraid to draw what basically resembles a monkey. That happens with skull, but it's happy. It's a happy skull. We have a little bit more to go. Yeah, this line is not really a center line anymore because the the object is now 3D. So I have to conform to it so I don't lose itself. But this is the basics of a pretty happy skull. And just but yeah. I think it works. It works. Uh let's make some features. This is the brow ridge. I'm making a man. Generally women don't have this pronounced brow eyebrow bridges. That's not a rule. Again, this part doesn't connect like this. At, at least not for most people, because people have fat on their faces. That's why you have cheeks. But a little bit of wiggle room here. Maybe not as much as a pronounced cheekbone for this guy. Then the chin. Not much on that. Then you have where is going to be the nose. You can make it big, small, uh, thin, large. It doesn't need to follow a rule. Most this comes in all shapes and sizes, but they are very uh, vary on the art style. You can just make a simple animation node here. Okay, this part. I'll make a animation mouth. I'll teach how I try to make mouth later. I can again. Sometimes you put in the wrong position, and that's fine. It's not about going right on everything. It's just being able to recognize mistakes and be willing to rectify them as soon as possible. This is a stage to make mistakes, because later on the piece maybe you will have to waste a lot more energy, and no one wants to waste energy. Okay, let's just put some eyes on this guy. Again, anchor points are really good. If you anchor this inside of your eye, like if you draw an eye, you have this part where tears come from, and it just goes down right here and down, and the bigger arch above this part is like not really the eye is the rest. This upper part generally covers the under part here, and that's how you think of a general shape of an eye. They change. They don't all shape shape the same, or shape. They are not all shaped the same. But generally, if you can imagine them like this, then you can almost certainly draw them in any position. Now, the eyebrow. Some people like to, continue the shape of the end of the eye to make what is probably the eyebrow. Or you can just make a line here, see how it feels. No, it feels fine. See that? Okay. It doesn't seem to be connecting well with this. I just lower it a bit. Now, for me, at least, I don't know if it's for you. This makes more sense. No? Mhm. Now, ears. I did one thing a long time ago, and I never stopped doing it. It's not really realistic, but it's not really cartoony as well. It's pretty good. You make this shape down here, and this shape, and this shape. It's good enough for most things, you know. Maybe you can just put a bit here, and this. If you go with this basic shape and just move on from that, maybe you can just make any kind of shape of your like need you need you need like elf ears, fantasy ears, orc ears. Anything can be done with this stuff. Generally, ears don't deviate that much. Of course, if you have a fighter that has cauliflower ears, that's not the case. Okay, again, we can erase some lines that we used to navigate it, just to see how it feels. Okay, that's not bad. Not the best face I've ever did, but it's clearly a face. It's a head. Now, how do we put hair on it? I like to anchor things as always by first making the hairline. This is the relatively young man. This is a young man, so it doesn't have Vegeta hair. You know, can be, for all we know, it could be biracial because of this this shape here. It's more prevalent in African American boys. It's not unusual in anything. You can make it like this, or you can make it like this. Generally, you see people using this shape for women. That's not really realistic. It's just that women have more hair and they don't care to think about this because it will most likely be hidden by the hair. So, what type of, of hair going to do? Some guys like to take the hair and just put it in one side of his face and make a toupee and or covering part of their faces. But this is the place where you start. Let's make a center line. Okay, and then we can make another line right here to separate the hair on the side and the hair on the upper part. Sometimes men like to shave or make it smaller on the sides to make their head look taller. That's that's one thing. So what can we do with this? Let's go the toupee. This part is going to be the toupee. If you make a Johnny Bravo like toupee, it will be Johnny Bravo or Cristiano Ronaldo toupee. It will be most likely like this. See how it's useful to shape where the upper hair is and the side hair is not. Generally, it sags here and goes down. So this is the point where things evolve. You can make a lot of hairs that don't necessarily need to be like that on the side. You can just make a center point right here where hair just falls. You know, how could a hair be like that, like this? Well, if it has a lot of hair, it's going to be a little bit above the skull. So it has a crazy hair that falls down the face, goes around it. No, you always try to make the line connect that place. That place is just, you know, it can be a stupid hair like this, or it can be a beautiful hair like mine. uh, how does my hair works? My hair works with a division in the middle. It can go up, sometimes it goes up naturally, or sometimes it just makes stuff like this. The treatment, okay. Oh, this is a woman's hair. Yeah, this is generally how people make women's hair. Some characters you make this part of the head, the part where the front go, you know, comes from. So you can do whatever with it. Yep, like this. Take this out of here. Mm-hmm. And then the back part, it can be what? A ponytail. Let's make a ponytail right here. Now, how does a ponytail works? This part is where the the hair is coming from. It's going to be aggregated around the head, pulled and stuck in one place. So all the other parts of the hair that was not used to make the front part are going to be pulled to there. This is what you have to visualize, produce. Again, generally, hair doesn't stick closely to the scalp, sags a bit. So you can make it puffier or not. And then you can make a ball here just to orientate yourself. And this hair is loose. You can do whatever you want with it. You can make strands coming out, going down, you know, something like this. Is that a man or is this a woman? The tip is you do what you want. You can do whatever you want. You know? All right. I think I did a good job already telling you guys about hair. Maybe I'll do another day. But for now, good enough. Bye.